So, you know how in episode 1 I removed the starter motor? And I'm pretty sure I said, I'm going to be trying to start the engine. And then, in episode 2, I proceeded to strip and refit the rear of the interior. Well, in episode 3, I'm finally back into the engine bay, removing things that won't affect the engine. It's a process, trust me. By the way, this is what working on it in real time looks like, so I hope you appreciate the effort I put into editing.
Hey Bob. It's the next day, and as you will see in here, I have some interesting material. However, I will get onto that another day, because today, where I have been working is in here. As you can see, everything's quite rusty. It's an old car, of course it would be. I've been sat down here on my 4-track seat. One thing that's interesting about a Scimitar is the fact that that is the radiator grille, and that's it. That is the only air intake. Unfortunately, that's a dummy. Now, I don't mind that being a dummy, but the fact is that once you go in, all of this bit's redundant. It just sends air sort of down the side of the car, and, well, it'll probably just collect in that bit of the wheel arch and then, well, make everything rusty. The only bit where the radiator sits is between that rail and that rail. When you actually look at it in context of the width of the bonnet anyway, and the engine bay, it's not that big. Especially considering that the spare tyre needs to go here, and these brackets sit on top of the radiator, meaning it only comes up to here and goes down to there. So I kind of want a bigger radiator, and in order to have a bigger radiator, this needs to go away. And in order for this to go away, I've spent the best part of an hour removing these bolts. And those bolts were here. We had another one on the other side. Oh, there's still a washer there. Oh, I'll just take that out. I wonder if there's still a washer in that bit as well. Nope, just the one. And I kind of thought at that point, well, maybe it'll just come off. But no. So then I removed one over here and one over here. And then I thought, maybe it'll come off now. No. Turns out there's another one down here. Ta-da! Can you see it? That was quite fun to remove, and the same on the other side. However, as a result of that, what I'm hoping will happen now is that I put my gloves on, I move those 2 radiator brackets that I just put in the way out the way, and then... oh crap, I've just noticed that there's still some wiring plugged in. Hang on a minute. Ooh! Well, first things first. That one comes off. There's the wire that I forgot. And then this bit. Okay. And that is what's left. But yeah, this looks like plenty of space for big radiator somewhere, doesn't it? I mean, I can now go all the way to, you know, side to side, which is a lot of room. I'm not quite sure how attached any of this is. I'm also not sure how original any of this is, because it's looking suspiciously like the same kind of angle and box that was added to the car, so oh, Well, I'm kind of glad I'm removing this now. The question is, if I get my chisel that I can't see anywhere. Where's my chisel? Oh, I know where it is. On the air cleaner. I think that's welded on here. And I'm probably going to suggest that it is welded on in the same place over here. Yes. Damn. I might actually have to hammer and chisel that off then. There's a vacuum cleaner down there. So you know that whole hammer and chisel thing? Yeah. I changed my mind. Now how are we doing? Oh my god, there's a massive weld in the middle of it, isn't there? Oh, why have they done that? Why am I trying to remove this intact? I've got an idea. I think I might put my earplugs on for this one. Might take a bit longer. How riveting is this footage, eh? Oh. That's better. Goggles on. Big screwdriver to wedge it open. Yay! I'm sorry for the lack of good camera angles during this sort of first segment. I've not really got my act together regarding all my cameras and gear and stuff yet. Last thing to do, I'm removing the nuts that go on the front bumper, which are these ones. Ooh. Simply lift out. Oh, don't say lift out yet, Johnny. You haven't lifted it out. That's not out yet. I can't rotate that up because that's in the way. What if I put that inside there and then lift it up? Yes! Then out like, oh, down there. And that is, okay, I feel 30 now, my back's gone. Ow. The question I have to ask now is, what next? I've got a big space up here now. I'm glad I've got rid of these, because I'm definitely thinking these weren't completely original. Also, there's no paint on any of it. Not even any remnants of paint on any of it, which is the same as all of the stuff that's been sort of bodged on this. Whereas the original, oh look, there's paint on it. It's kind of in salvageable condition, actually. Do you know, I might still actually use these pieces, but I might simply just put them further apart. I wonder if that's possible. I wonder if I could actually have them running underneath. So instead of having them along the chassis there, essentially build a flat panel that goes across. That might be a thing. Either that, or paint that up, make it nice, sell it to someone who really wants it, and start from scratch. I mean, I've got a big piece of metal just over there. Could even use plastic. Who says I have to use metal? Let's just show you how slightly cleaner it is in there. You can sort of get an idea of how much free space there is in here, considering I can get the camera in and do all of these moves. Oh, I missed all of that corner. Whoops. Did I miss all of that corner as well? Pretty much. Never mind. I'd say there's quite a lot of space to play with under here now. For big radiator and ducting. And maybe some kind of modifications, I don't know. Maybe to do with aerodynamics and making the car a bit more efficient. We'll see. Next! Throughout this project, there are likely to be things that, to start with, I'm not going to want to film, just because, oh, I'm only removing this part. It's routine maintenance, no point doing. But in this case, there is point doing. I'm taking off the panel for the heater and air, that panel. I don't know what you'd call it. Access panel to the air box, I suppose. Or is that an air box? Technically that's... whatever. Basically, you look in those and you go, it's a bit mucky in there, but you can't really see to the bottom because they're only small vents. So, what I'm going to do now is just set the camera here, hope it stays there. I have a feeling it's not been removed in quite a long time since it's just been painted over, and those two bottom screws are an absolute pig to get to. Oh, that's lovely. Ah, right. I think I know why that air vent thing is sort of shut. Christ, I'm putting gloves on for that. Oh, I see. So just none of that's even attached anymore. Okay. Oh, good. There was point in removing this. I kind of just was curious and thought, oh, I'll just take it out for the sake of it, but I just want to get the worst of it out and then I can just go in with a vacuum cleaner for the last bit, can't I? Damn it, Twig, go in. There we go. As you can see, it's really, really easy to access. Well, I guess that'll do for now. Can't really get to anything else. It's looking alright in there now, kind of. And there's definitely one thing that I know what to do. La 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 la. Yeah, that sort of makes sense as to why all of the heater controls are seized solid. Funny, you look at that, or that I look at that and I go, 6 cylinders, another 6 cylinders, V12. But unfortunately, there is a steering rack and a cross member and, you know, the chassis. Yeah, there's a lot in the way. Also, I don't have a V12.